Dear viewers, I'm your host Muhammad Asif Jaja and you are watching YouTube channel ETV 786. This channel is for everyone, education for business students and entertainment for general public. Welcome to your own channel. Please watch, like, share and comment the videos and subscribe the channel to view upcoming shows. On this channel, we have completed the basic concepts of accounting. 23 complete lessons may be watched on the channel. Now starting the second study course, Business Law. This is lecture number 2, Introduction to Business Law. The topics those will be covered in this lecture shall be as follows. Number 1, functions of business law. Number 2, consideration when hiring a lawyer. Number 3, law and legal system. Number 4, corporate social responsibility and business ethics. Number 5, courts and legal process. Number 6, administrative law. Number 7, criminal law. Number 8, tort law. Number 9, contract law. Number 10, agreement. Number 11, real assent. Number 12, constitution. Number 13, legality. Number 14, third party rights. Number 15, discharge of obligation. Number 16, remedies. And number 17, sales and leases. What are the functions of business law? Every business concern, either large scale or small scale, is bound to comply with their respective legal regulations. Here are some significant functions of business law that can help you in understanding it better. Number 1, includes laws related to business ethics, substantive law, procedural law, court system structure, and so on. Number 2, business law entails the taxation system for different types of businesses. Number 3, the level of competition and antitrust are also involved. Number 4, business law also includes regulations about employee rights and privileges, workplace safety, overtime rules, and minimum wage law. Number 5, it strives to alleviate the impact businesses have on the environment and nature. It aims to regulate pesticides, limit air and water pollution, chemical uses, and so on. Number 6, business law determines the formal process of establishment of a business organizations and regulations related to the selling of corporate entities. Number 7, it also includes rights assignment, drafting, and work delegations, breach of contract, transactions, contracts, and penalties for violation of the agreement. Number 8, business law defines laws related to business partnerships, entities, sole proprietorships, liability companies, and corporations. Number 9, it describes laws related to business and real property. Number 10, business law analyzes the overall impact of computer technology and other business domains. Number 11, includes laws related to bankruptcy and governance of the securities. Apart from these, business law is also essential to regulate corporate financing, regulatory compliance, and commerce litigation. Considerations when hiring a lawyer. Each industry faces its own unique business and commercial law issues. An attorney with experience in the type of businesses that your company conducts will be able to give you more practical advice and help you find a solution to your legal issue. That also takes business ethics and industry practices into consideration. Instead of trying to navigate the law on their own, business owners should consult a commercial law attorney early in the contract negotiation process to ensure that their legal rights are protected. Law and legal system. Law is a body of rules of actions or conduct prescribed by controlling authority and having binding legal force, that which must be obeyed and followed by citizens subject to sanctions or legal consequences. Legal system is a procedure or process for interpreting and enforcing the law. The system refers constitution, adoption and amendment in constitution, governing structure as judiciary, emerging powers, human rights, and law enforcement agencies, etc. There are 3 legal systems enforced in different countries of the world. Number 1, religious legal systems. Number 2, secular legal systems. And number 3, dual, hybrid or mixed legal systems. Corporate social responsibility and business ethics. The concept of social responsibility does indeed have a long history in the world of business. Social responsibility has to form an essential part of the company's life because it has to be incorporated in its heart, transforming it internally. In the early third millennium, the discourse on corporate social responsibility doubtlessly has remarkable global and local weight. Corporate social responsibility is a business model in which companies make a concerted effort to operate in ways that enhance rather than degrade society and the environment. CSR helps both society and the brand image of companies. Corporate responsibility programs are a great way to raise morale in the workplace. Courts and the legal process. A court is any person or institution, often as a government institution, with the authority to adjudicate legal disputes between parties and carry out the administration of justice in civil, criminal, and administrative matters in accordance with the rule of law. The system of courts that interprets and applies the law is collectively known as the judiciary. The practical authority given to the court is known as its jurisdiction. The legal proceeding is an activity that seeks to invoke the power of a tribunal in order to enforce a law. It includes proceedings brought by or at the instigation of a public authority and an appeal against the decision of the court or tribunal. It is orderly process in which participants and their representatives are able to present evidence in support of their claims and to argue in favor of particular interpretation of the law, after which a jury makes a determination of the factual and legal issues. Administrative law. Administrative law is an arm of public law and is also known as regulatory law. Administrative law involves the administration and regulation of federal and state government agencies. Government agencies have purview over a wide variety of economic functions such as international trade, manufacturing, the environment, taxation, broadcasting, immigration, transport, telecommunication, the financial market, and the social issues such as instances of racial discrimination, social security compensations, etc. Civil law countries often have specialized administrative courts that review these decisions. Criminal law. Criminal law, the body of law that defines criminal offenses, regulates the apprehensions, charging, and trial of suspected persons, and fixes penalties and modes of treatment applicable to convicted offenders. The traditional approach to criminal law has been that a crime is an act that is morally wrong. The purpose of criminal sanctions was to make the offender give retribution for harm done and expiate his moral guilt. Punishment was to be meted out in proportion to the guilt of the accused. In modern time, more rationalistic and pragmatic views have predominated. Objective of criminal law should be to give fair warning of the nature of the conduct declared to constitute an offense and to promote the correction and rehabilitation of offenders. Tort law. Tort law is the area of the law that covers most civil suits. In general, any claims that arises in civil court, with the exception of contractual disputes, falls under tort law. The concept of tort law is the redress of wrong done to a person and provide relief from the wrongful acts of others, usually by awarding monetary damages as compensation. The original intent of tort is to provide full compensation for proved harms. Lawsuits involving contracts fall under contract law. Tort law requires those who are found to be at fault or harming others to compensate the victims. Typical harms include the loss of past or future income, paying of medical expenses, and payment for pain and suffering. There may also be additional punitive damages that are meant to punish the plaintiff in excess of full compensation. Contract law. Contract law is an area of United States law that involves agreements between people, businesses, and groups. When someone does not follow an agreement, it is called a breach of contract, and contract laws allows you to take the problem to court. Contract law attorneys and a judge will discuss the case and determine a fair solution. When a breach of contract occurs and one or both parties wish to have the contract enforced on its terms and attempts at informal resolution have failed, to aggrieved party can file a lawsuit in the appropriate civil court. In some cases, parties will attempt mediation before a lawsuit is filed. A party that is successful in mediation, a court may be granted specific performance, an order commanding the breaching party to hold up their end of the agreement, or one of a number of different kinds of damages, including compensatory damages, punitive damages, nominal damages, liquidated damages, cancellation, and restitution. Agreement. An agreement is a manifestation of mutual assent by two or more persons to one another. It is a meeting of the minds in a common intention and is made through offer and acceptance. An agreement can be shown from words, conduct, and in some cases even silence. Agreements are often associated with contracts. However, agreement generally has a wider meaning than contract, bargain, or promise. A contract is a form of an agreement that requires additional elements such as consideration. Real assent. Genuine assent is a complete agreement between two competent parties. Following are the prerequisites of assent. Number 1. Contracts require a meeting of the minds between competent parties, and if there is no such meeting, the agreement is usually voidable. Number 2. Parties must enter the contract voluntarily, without duress or undue influence. Number 3. Misrepresentation or fraud, when proven, vitiates a contract. Number 4. A mistake may make a contract voidable. Number 5. Parties to a contract must have capacity that is not labor under infancy, intoxication, or insanity. Consultation. Consultation is a concept of a common law and is a necessity for simple contracts but not for special contracts, which are contracts by deed. The concept has been adopted by other common law jurisdictions. Consideration may be thought of as a concept of value offered and accepted by people or organizations entering into contracts. Anything of value promised by one party to the other when making a contract can be treated as consideration. For example, if A signs a contract to buy a car from B for $5,000, A's consideration is the $5,000 and B's consideration is the car. The doctrine of consideration is irrelevant in many jurisdictions, although contemporary commercial litigant relations have held the relationship between a promise and a deed is a reflection of the nature of contractual consideration. Legality. Legality is a concept of attachment to law as implied warranty that an act, agreement, or contract strictly adheres to the statutes of a particular jurisdiction. Contracts must be created for the exchange of legal goods and services to be enforced. An agreement is void if it violates the law or is formed for the purpose of violating the law. For a contract to be binding, it must not have a criminal or immoral purpose or go against public policy. For example, a contract to commit murder in exchange for money will not be enforced by the court. Third-party rights. The law related to rights of third parties give power to third parties in certain circumstances to enforce terms of a contract that confer a benefit upon them, either expressly or as a matter of contractual construction. For example, a right for the third party to receive warranty services may be made subject to the third party keeping the product properly maintained. In one instance, the court found that a third party's right had to be enforced through arbitration, as this was the method of dispute resolution which the contracting parties had chosen under the contract. No enforceable right will arise as a matter of construction unless the conferral of the benefit on the third party was a purpose of the bargain between the parties to the contract, and not just incidental to it. Discharge of obligations. Discharge of obligations shall be deemed to have occurred on the earliest date on which, number 1, all commitments shall have been terminated. Number 2, all obligations arising under the loan documents other than contingent obligations for unasserted claims shall have been repaid. Number 3, all letter of credit LC facility deposits shall have been returned to the LC facility lenders. And number 4, no letters of credit shall be outstanding except to the extent consented to be issuer thereof pursuant to arrangements acceptable to such issuer in its sole discretion. Remedies. Any of the methods available at law for the enforcement, protections, or recovery of rights or for obtaining redress for their infringement are called remedies. Remedies are intended to make the non-breaching party whole. The two categories of remedies for breach of contract are legal and equitable. In the legal category are damages. In the equitable category are specific performance, injunctions, and restitution. The law does not force a party to perform. He or she always has the power, though not the right, to breach and may do so if it is economically more advantageous to breach and suffer the consequences than to perform. Remedies, though, are not usually intended to punish the breaching party. Sales and leases. A sale consists in the passing of title from the seller to the buyer for a price. Sales are distinguished from gifts, bailment, leases, and secured transactions. Lease is a transfer of the right to possession and use of goods for a term in return for consideration. The lessor is the one who transfers the right to possession to the leasee. There are two kinds of leases. Number 1, consumer leases is used when a lessor leases goods to an individual primarily for personal, family, or household purposes. Number 2, finance leases is used when a lessor acquires the goods or the right to them and leases them to the leasee. The person from whom the lessor acquires the goods is a supplier, and the lessor is simply financing the deal.
You are watching YouTube channel ETV786. This channel is for everyone. Respected viewers, you can also watch basic concepts of accounting through above given 3 playlists and homemaking ideas and many more through multiple playlists public magazine, and subscribe the channel for upcoming shows. Bye bye till the next show.